The shadow. Friends, this is a true incident that happened to my daughter. A soft light filled the room. The sunlight streaming through the window created a seemingly calm atmosphere, yet within this silence, an unseen unease seemed to stir. My daughter's mother-in-law lay on the bed, while she herself was reclining on the sofa, her eyes heavy with exhaustion. She was utterly drained, yet she felt a deep sense of satisfaction in her heart, knowing that she was fulfilling her duty of caring for her mother-in-law. It was her daily routine. Whenever her father-in-law and husband left for work, she would spend most of her time with her mother-in-law, ensuring she faced no discomfort. But this afternoon was different. Something was about to happen, something she could never have imagined. Just as sleep began to embrace her, she felt an eerie sensation, like someone was standing nearby, watching her intently, as if their gaze was piercing through her very soul. The stare was so sharp and intense that a cold shiver ran down her spine. Moments later, she slowly opened her eyes, and what she saw made her blood run cold. A shadow stood at the edge of the bed. But this was no ordinary shadow. Its face was utterly featureless. No nose, no lips, no defined contours, as if someone had erased its features entirely. Yet the most terrifying aspect was its eyes. Two burning embers, glowing red and menacing, fixed directly on my daughter. A wave of terror swept through her. Her breathing turned erratic, and her heart pounded in her chest like a hammer. Her throat went dry, and it was as if someone had stolen her voice. She tried to move, but her body was paralyzed, bound by some unseen force. The shadow remained motionless, yet its eyes burned even brighter, as if it wanted to say something, or worse, take something. Suddenly, a thought struck her. Ayatul Kursi. In her heart, she began to recite Ayatul Kursi. At first, her voice trembled, but as she continued, a strange sense of calm began to replace her fear. As she completed the second recitation, the shadow suddenly recoiled as if struck. Its fiery eyes began to dim. A strange disturbance filled the air, as if an invisible force was shifting within the room. Mustering all her strength, she turned onto her side, facing the wall, and began reciting Ayatul Kursi repeatedly with even greater fervor. A few moments later, silence. When she finally gathered the courage to look back, the room was empty. The shadow had vanished, yet its presence still lingered in the air like an unsettling whisper. Her heart was still pounding. She tried to convince herself that it was merely a dream, an illusion. But the very next moment, something happened that erased all her doubts. Her mother-in-law, who had been lying on the bed, had opened her eyes. She was staring at her in silence, a strange smile playing on her lips, a smile that held an unspeakable mystery. "Dear, is everything all right?" her mother-in-law asked, her voice unusually calm. My daughter tried to steady herself and, with a trembling voice, replied, "Nothing. I just had a strange dream." Her mother-in-law closed her eyes again and softly murmured, "Dreams sometimes come very close to reality." Hearing this, my daughter's entire body went numb. She looked at her mother-in-law closely, but her eyes were now shut, as if nothing had happened at all. She couldn't sleep the entire night. The fiery eyes, the featureless face, and that mysterious smile haunted her mind. Was it merely a hallucination? Or was it something that had always been there but had revealed itself for the first time tonight? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.